Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play this video and talk about things that are going on, to explain what's going on, and talk about things that I think that are being done right and are done wrong. Here we go.
I'm Kentucky State Police Captain Paul Blanton, Public Affairs Branch Commander. Today, the Kentucky State Police is releasing a video statement along with body cam footage from Louisville Metro Police Department's officer-involved shooting that occurred on June 19, 2023. On Monday, June 19, 2023, at approximately 1:30 p.m., an officer from Louisville Metro Police Department's fugitive unit, Matt Hayden, was in his agency vehicle parked in an alley near Griffiths Avenue and North 22nd Street, conducting surveillance in an unrelated assault investigation. Officer Hayden was approached by an armed individual on foot wearing a mask who opened the driver's side front door and pointed a firearm at the officer. Officer Hayden fired several rounds from his service weapon, causing the subject, Mark Jaggers Jr., to drop the gun and fall backward. After the officer secured the scene to assess for additional threats, he requested other officers in the area respond. Officers began rendering aid and attempted to perform life-saving measures on Mr. Jaggers. EMS responded to the scene and Mr. Jaggers was transported to the University of Louisville Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. Based on body cam footage, Mr. Jaggers was armed when he opened the driver's side door of the police vehicle and when the bullets fired by Officer Hayden struck him. The investigation into this incident remains ongoing and is being handled by KSP's Critical Incident Response Team. In accordance with the standard operating procedure, KSP will not be releasing any further details while the investigation remains open. Timelines to complete investigations vary based on the complexity of the case. Audio is not recorded for the first 4 seconds of the video. Please be advised that what you are about to view contains graphic material and may not be suitable for some people.
Police! Give me your hand! Give me your hand! Shots fired! Shots fired! Fuck. What is your deal, bro? Send somebody back here. I just tried to get robbed.
I'm looking to rob you.
What's your name?
Mark.
What?
Mark.
Send cars to me. Somebody's trying to rob me. Call 911.
Where?
That's my baby daddy! Did you just shoot my baby daddy?
He's trying to rob me. Get me back here. I got somebody showing up. Stay back. There's a gun. Stay back.
Baby daddy, my son's in the car!
Okay.
Did you just shoot my baby daddy? Did you shoot my
Get on the main
baby
channel.
daddy?
Stop.
I'm
Get
not-
back
I'm
now.
not- this
Get
is
back
my
now.
shame. I have no weapon.
Okay, get back.
Where's he shot? Where's he shot?
Right here, Prill. Right here.
Did you call an ambulance?
They're getting out.
Did you call an ambulance? Mark, is he dead? Did you call an ambulance?
That's Mom.
That's my son's in the back of the car. That's my baby daddy. I know what happened.
On front channel, just
Ma'am, staying over here.
Which way they go?
Hey, is there anything?
Mark!
He's down. Start EMS this location.
Is he dead?
He's Matt, check on him.
Right.
Which street are you on?
Stand over here. Stand over here. We're gonna try to help him. Stand over here.
We're in the rear address. What's that?
And then look together and tell us where you're at and if you're injured.
I'm okay. I'm gonna be in the rear of 2200 block of Griffiths.
Mark! Mark!
Ma'am, please stand over here.
Anybody else see anything?
Okay? Matt, you want me to start on him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Start on him. I'm not gonna touch nothing. Baby!
What's his name?
His name is Mark.
Mark
That's
what?
my
We're
name,
in
Mark
the
Jaggers.
north-south alley
Do what?
between,
Mark
I think
Jaggers.
it's
Mark
Owen
Jaggers?
and
Is
Garfield.
he done? Can I please
Do what?
stand
We're
next
getting
to him?
EMS started.
Can I please stand next to him?
No, stay back because we got a gun right here. He's going to get EMS
Will
over
you
here.
touch it? I don't want it. Will you
We got to leave it where it is.
That's my
I
baby
think he
daddy.
said one ran
Please.
off. I didn't get it.
Please.
Negative, only one accounted for it. Get EMS over here.
Please. 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 Can
One
I
down, I'm
touch it?
1086.
Please, can I touch
No,
it?
just wait. We're going to get EMS because he's going to be working on him. Okay?
Where'd you shoot him?
Do what?
Where'd you shoot him?
Man, I don't know right now. That's what we're going to
Where's
get.
Mark, baby? I love you, Mark. It looks like he's dying, man.
I know he's getting all the EMS stuff right now for him. Okay? We're going to get him working on him. What's his name? Mark Jaggers? Okay.
That's my baby daddy.
Okay. We're going to get him working on right now.
Please, that's my baby daddy. That is my baby daddy. I can't. Oh my God. Oh my God.
We'll be right here. Here, step back over here.
Please,
You just
please,
pass this up, Jack.
please save my
Come over
baby
here.
daddy.
Come over here.
Yeah, what's your name?
That's my baby daddy.
Listen to me. What's your name?
What do you need? What do you need?
Hey man, talk to me. Probably a seal. Yeah, give me a chest seal.
What, 2200 block?
What you need?
North-south alley, yeah, 2200.
North-south alley, right behind 2200 Black and Brentwood.
Give me a chest seal. That's a bandage. I need it right for both sides. You know how
Chest
many
seal?
times?
No.
Okay. Hey, just talk to me.
I'm gonna try to get
All right.
gloves. Is that what you need?
Yeah. What do you need? Here, I'll do it. Put this shirt up. There's gloves. Hey, you know that glove?
I'm trying to grab gloves. That's baby mama's car. She just pulled up. Here's some.
Start trying to get them.
Here you go, Jay, if you need gloves.
All over, man. Hey, buddy, talk to me.
Here's gloves. Hey, watch out, the gun's right there.
Come on.
Watch one of y'all shot him! Watch one of y'all shot him! I'm not coming down. I'm not because somebody failed me.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to tell me that's my brother on the ground. Let me one of y'all's fucking family.
Come on. Hey, talk to me,
Where?
dude.
Who shot my brother?
Talk to me.
Who shot my brother? That's my brother.
One of y'all wants to switch. When I get done with this.
Need anything for real?
And just hang out. Just hang on over here.
No.
Okay, so this officer was basically conducting some surveillance at this location, and it had nothing to do with this dude whatsoever. This dude thought that he was going to go up and carjack this dude and take off with his car. The officer was obviously in an unmarked car. The car did not have anything to make it very obvious that it's a police car. At least not easily able to tell that it is a police car. So you can tell even from the, let me go back here, the back side of the car, the outside here of it, like the outside, you can tell there's no emblems on the side, there's no spotlight on the side.
What do you think? Here, I'll do it. Get this shirt up.
The back of the car, there's no like big antenna things on the back.
Hey, you all got gloves?
I'm trying to grab gloves.
The back of the car had regular license plates that didn't have official tags on it or anything.
That's baby mama's car. She just pulled up.
The back of the car has some, typical police things. You got first aid bag in there, some other stuff, high-vis jacket. This almost looks like a booster seat or a baby seat or something in the back. I don't know exactly what that is, but that kind of what makes me think it is. Big go bag thing right here. And then again, this side, don't see anything making it stick out. I don't even know what kind of car this is. But the inside, you don't see like a big console thing here with radios and all that stuff. The only thing you can tell from the inside is he's got this printout sheet here with someone's face on it. He's got his lunch bag there, not very uncommon, but nothing else inside the vehicle to kind of clue you in as a police car. It does look like it has rubber floors instead of carpet, so typically service vehicles are going to have that. And then the only thing that anybody could see from the outside that could maybe give an idea that this is a police car are these little things right here. These are flashing lights. These are blue lights. And they're very small. These are not typical visor light type of installs. Usually a visor light will be from a post to, about damn near close to the middle of the rear view mirror, and then another stick about as long. It'll pretty much take up that entire upper windshield. These are, I don't know what model these are, but these are very small. I won't call them hideaways, but something like this would most likely be put on the rear deck, the rear windshield area. Not typically something you'd see to the front. And so these very small footprints means that obviously this car is made for blending in with everyone else, but if he needs to turn on lights, he needs to turn on lights and has that capability. So this would be the only way to know for sure that this is a police car. And even then, these lights are up high with the this upper tint area, so this is kind of dark anyway, so it may be very difficult to see these from the outside. The rest of the windshield is normal windshield. There's nothing obscuring it here. His side windows do appear to be tinted, and so the only other way to be able to tell that there's someone in the car would be to look through the windshield and see that person. Now, it looks like he's kind of leaned back a little bit. That's a typical thing to do when you're working surveillance. You kind of push the seat back a little bit, lean back into the car, make yourself a little bit harder to see. So, he may not have been very visible from a distance. But this dude coming up to the car, walking through the front of it, he had to have seen this guy sitting in there. Had to have seen him. He has a body cam on, and not really sure what all the rest of what he's wearing consist of. He may have been wearing some plain clothes. He may have had a vest on. He may have had something over top of it to kind of conceal some of that so that he wouldn't be very easily noticeable. I don't know. I don't know what he was wearing. But the person who walked to the front of it, this Mark Jaggers guy, he should have been able to see him in this vehicle. So I don't think that this guy was coming up on this vehicle thinking it's completely empty. The family has been saying, oh, you know, he was a good kid. He just got mixed up with some troubled people. He wouldn't have come up to the car if he thought someone was in it. Okay, if he didn't think anybody was in it, why did he bring the gun, and why did he have the gun pointed at this guy? This dude knew this officer was in this car. He may not have known he was an officer, but he freaking knew that dude was in this car. He was just too damn stupid and didn't pay a whole lot of attention like he could have been. And he got himself killed. He did. This dude got himself popped. So I've done some plainclothes undercover work in Louisville before, and I don't like Louisville. I do not like it very much at all. It's the crime rate up there is very high. They got a very high murder rate. It's a bad city. It really is. The carjackings, occurring. Like when you go to towns with the populations, you got small towns, very small population. The level of crime that goes on in those places is just not very high. Yeah, you may have a murder here. You may have some drugs being sold. You may have some burglaries and stuff going on. You may have an armed robbery, something like that. But it doesn't happen a whole lot. The carjacking stuff in Louisville, it happens a lot. And they have all other crimes that happen a whole lot too. Murders being one of them. So the police do as much as they can up there, but they also got some of their hands tied. And the criminal justice system, or the broken legal system up there as far as the courts go, keep releasing these people out in the streets. Police go pick them up, arrest them, charge them, and then the judges, we'll give you a little slap on the wrist. Here you go. Back out in the community you go to go victimize more people. So the carjackings are out there. And the vibe of the place, man, like it's not like any other town in Kentucky. I can tell you that. Louisville is its own, it's like its own little place. It's different, and it's just, I hate it. I do not like going to Louisville at all. And Lexington is pretty close to becoming like that too. But Louisville, by far, is just a crap place. And the times that I've done the undercover work or plainclothes work up there, one incident, I was doing some undercover work where I was posing as a homeless person, and I was up on Market Street. And dude, you talk about a fucking shithole. Like, that place looked like a third world country. I remember got dropped off at a Kroger, and that was a drop off point. Get there, get out, and I take wallet out and stuff it in the vehicle, stuff like that. And I get my bag, and I already have my clothes on. The clothes the day before I kind of messed up, ran them through the ground and got them a little bit dirty. And when we got there, we'd actually stopped at a McDonald's first, and I went off to the side and got some dirt and rubbed some dirt over my hands and put a little bit on my face, and then got dropped off at that Kroger, and then had to walk from that Kroger down the road a little bit, walked a few blocks to go into the Target area. And I mean, it's that part of Market Street it was different. I mean, it's like I said, it was like a third world country. I mean, the only way I knew I was still in America was the liquor store. All the advertisements were in English, and the people around there were speaking English. That was the only way you could tell that you was still in America. Other than that, you just take photographs of it. Like, if you could take photographs of of places around there and not show like obvious signs that you're in America, like English written signs and license plates and stuff like that, and maybe remove some of the side of the vehicles, like you would think, like, holy shit, that's not America. I mean, just the trash littered everywhere, needles on the ground. I mean, just nasty looking. And the people there, man, like even me looking a little bit rough, there's still some people that, like, there's a vibe that you can get off of people sometimes. And like, you can tell, obviously I didn't fully fit in around there. There were some other homeless people in that area. And some street people, and some of the street people that were kind of, eyeballing me. And you can get a vibe off people, and you can tell, if they're thinking about victimizing you or not. And I could get the feeling that they were sizing me up, thinking, does this guy got anything worth taking? They were thinking about robbing my ass. One came up asking for a cigarette, and putting on the story. And the person that I was with, after I got dropped off at the drop-off point, they had circled around the area, and they had gotten into a position of overwatch to keep eye on me. And they were a block away at this point, but they were set up. They were in a regular vehicle, no markings on it, dark tint on it, and watching me through binoculars. So if something had happened, there was someone there, but they were still far enough away that they were not immediately there. And even that person, they had to not just watch me, but they had to maintain their situational awareness, because they had worked that area a whole lot more than I had, and they had talked about having incidents where people would come up to the fucking door and try and open it, and try and get in the damn car. With him sitting there, which they had pretty dark tint, and they couldn't see that he was in there, but people would come up and just try the door, try to get in. People coming up to the car, looking inside the damn thing, and then seeing that someone's in there. So a bunch of miscreants up there, man, like little cockroaches. And so not only was he doing overwatch on me, but he had to be maintaining his own situational awareness too, or else he could become victimized. And so that's in the back of your head of doing that stuff up there. And it's just a constant feeling of fight or flight. It really is. Like you're constant feeling of I'm either going to fucking fight or I'm going to run. There is no relaxation feeling in parts of towns like that. So doing that kind of work where you're not marked up and you look like almost anyone else, you too can become a potential victim, because people will try you. They will try to go steal whatever it is if they think they can steal it. If they think they can rob you, they can rob you. If they don't know that you're the police, then they're going to try it. Had he been in a marked police car, been sitting there, would this guy have tried the same thing? Probably not. Probably not. But because he's in an unmarked car, it's not very obvious these are the police. This guy was thinking, hey, here is an opportunity for me to go rob this person and take their car. And it didn't work out for him. Little did he know, this was an armed police officer in the car, and he smoked his ass the way he should have. This is Kentucky, and part of our castle law extends to vehicles. So if you are in your vehicle and someone attempts to get into that vehicle to either hurt you or go into the vehicle with the intentions of taking it or whatever, it is the same as if someone was trying to come into your home. You have the justifiable defense to use deadly physical force against these kind of people. So the officer is 110% legal in what he did. Even if this guy did not have a gun. Let's say this guy was unarmed. Just the mere act of him opening that door and trying to enter this vehicle with this person still inside of it, the officer still would have been 110% justified in using deadly physical force. Other state laws may vary, and other states may not allow for this type of defense to occur. It's unfortunate that there would be some states like that, but unfortunately there are. I mean, I could only imagine the crappy laws in a place like New York or California. People unable to defend themselves adequately and properly because of goofy laws that they're not set up the way they should be. We're pretty fortunate here in Kentucky where incidents like this, you can adequately defend yourself, and it's justifiable to do it.
Police!
So this officer had noticed this guy coming and was coming to the door. So he got his camera ready. You see him lean to the left a little bit. I'll back this up so you can see it again.
Police!
He very quickly got his gun out.
Police!
Dumped rounds on the guy.
Give me your hand! Give me your hand! Police! Give me your hand! Give me your... Police! Give me your hand! Give me your hand! Police! Give me your hand! Police!
Very fluid, very quick. He fires mostly one-handed at this guy. And the dude is at bad breath distance. It's kind of hard to miss at that kind of distance. So he fires mostly one-handed at this guy. He goes to take a two-handed grip, but this is not a two-handed grip that you want to take with a semi-automatic pistol. Thumbs forward grip is the most preferred and taught method of a two-handed grip. This kind of grip where his non-dominant hand thumb is going over top of his other thumb and over the back of the gun, this kind of grip can lead to a weapon malfunction. This kind of grip means that when this slide goes back, it could hit this thumb. And when it does that, the slide may not be able to go all the way back like it should to properly extract the empty casing out of the gun and to strip a round out of the magazine and push it into chamber. So this could cause a malfunction. This could also cause slide bite. This could cause the slide to go over top of the thumb and cut some grooves into that thumb. And then if you were to go hands-on with someone later who's covered in blood, that is a point of exposure for you. That would be a place where if that person had bloodborne pathogens, they are then getting into your body through those open wounds right there. So, and then also, you just don't get good stabilization with a grip like this. This doesn't really do anything to help stabilize the gun. It's just theatrics at that point. It's doing nothing. You might as well just be holding the gun one-handed instead of trying to do it to any grip like this.
Give me your hand! Give me your hand! Shots fired! Shots fired! Fuck. What is your deal, bro? Send somebody back here. I just tried to get robbed.
I wasn't gonna rob you.
I wasn't going to rob you. What was you going to do? Hey, man, check out my gun. You like this gun? Like, yeah, you was there to fucking rob him.
What's your name?
Mark.
What?
Mark.
Send cars to me. Somebody's trying to rob me. Call 911.
Underwear.
That's my baby daddy! Did you just shoot my baby daddy?
He's trying to rob me. Get me back here. I got somebody showing up. Stay back. There's a
So the fact that she just rolled up and came from the same direction that he came from tells me this is most likely not a happenstance kind of thing. Like what are the chances that she just randomly rolled by and happened to see him laying on the ground? 1 in a million? 1 in 5 million chances? Pretty damn slim. I personally think that she was involved in what was going on. She was a getaway driver. So either this guy was going to be robbing this dude, robbing this officer, or he was going to be stealing the car, and she would be following behind them or behind him, and then going to a spot where he could drop it off and he can get in that car with her. I just do not believe one bit that she just happened to roll by and spot this. I mean, it's bullshit. I do not see that at all. So I believe that she is complicit in what has been going on here. She is an accomplice in what's going on. Personally, I think she should have been handcuffed at this point. Her coming up and then causing this scene and everything. No. You were a part of this. She definitely needed to be detained at that point.
gun! Stay back!
Baby daddy, my son's in the car!
Okay.
Did you just shoot my baby daddy? Did you shoot my
Get on the
baby
main channel.
daddy?
Stop!
I'm
Get
not
back
gonna
now!
let this
Get back
shoot
now!
me. I have no weapon.
Okay, get back.
Hey, where's he shot? Where's he shot?
Right here, Prill. Right here.
Did you call an ambulance?
They're getting out.
Did you call an ambulance? Mark, is he dead? Did you call an ambulance?
That's Mom.
That's my son's in the back of the car. That's my baby daddy. I know what
One
happened.
Crenshaw just
Ma'am, stay over here.
Which way they go?
So we see that his head's turned at this point. So immediately after being shot, he was able to look around, hold his hands up, and he was able to talk. At some point, he becomes unconscious. Don't know what the rounds did to him. Don't know where it hit him at specifically, but the rounds had their desired effect. He became incapacitated after he attacked this officer. In the immediate aftermath of being shot and then dropped to the ground, he still has his hands up, he's still talking. So physically, it seems like he could still be able to continue to fight. But mentally, that was taken out of him. He was mentally incapacitated after being shot. And then it was not very long after being shot, just mere seconds, that he became physically incapacitated from those hits and went unconscious. It would be pure speculation to say what the bullets hit and what they did, so I won't go there, but close range, this officer fired center mass. Your guess is good as mine as where those bullets hit at.
He's down. Start EMS this location.
Is he done?
Matt, check on him.
Which street are you on?
Stand over here. Stand over here. We're going to try to help him. Stand over here.
We're in their rear address. What's that?
So yeah, definitely at this point, she should have been taken into custody and detained. She is, number one, an accomplice in what just went down. Already discussed that. Number two, she's acting disorderly. She's a potential threat. She's not listening to basic commands, telling her to get back, and she's still coming forward and still being a problem. The simplest thing to be able to bring control over this scene is to take her into custody. Detain her, put her in the back of the car. Now, whether or not this car has a cage in it or not, I don't know. But definitely she needs to be cuffed and detained to bring control over her. You have no idea if she has weapons or not. This weapon is laying out in the open. She could make a mad dash for that gun, grab it, and try to get revenge for her baby daddy. You never know what people are going to do.
And then put together and tell us where you're at and if you're injured.
I'm okay. I'm going to be in the rear of 2200 block of Griffith.
Man, please stand over here.
Anybody else see it?
Okay? Matt, you want me to start on him?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not gonna touch nothing. Baby!
What's his name?
His name is Mark.
Mark
That's
what?
my
We're
name,
in
Mark Jaggers.
North-South alley
Do what?
Mark
between, I
Jaggers.
think it's
Mark
Owen
Jaggers?
and
Is he
Garfield.
done? Can I please
So,
stay
well, we're
next
getting
to him?
EMS started.
Can I please stay next to him?
No, stay back because we got a gun right here. He's going to get EMS
Will
up
you
here.
touch it? I don't want it. Will you
We got to
move
leave it where it is.
That's my
I
baby
think he
daddy.
said one ran
Please.
off. I didn't get it.
Please.
Negative. Only one accounted for. Get EMS over here.
Please. 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 Can
One
I
down. I'm
touch it?
1086.
Please, can I touch
No,
it?
just wait. We're going to get EMS because he's going to be working on him. Okay?
Weren't you shooting?
Do what?
Weren't you shooting?
Man, I don't know right now. That's what we're going to
But
get.
Mark, baby, I love you, Mark! It looks like he's dying, man.
I know. He
Yeah,
What do you need?
Hey, man, talk to me. Probably a seal. Yeah, give me a chest tube.
so the bag that he had, or he has, this guy ends up having a red bag in the back of his car that looks very similar to it. So my guess is that the agency has provided these kits to go in the vehicles. These kind of first aid kits vary from distributor to manufacturer. Some may have very similar stuff in it that other companies' products have, and then others may have less or more than others. So I don't know this particular manufacturer, distributor, or anything like that. I don't know what all is in this bag. But it does look, based off of its appearance, it looks very similar to another one that is in his car that my bet is the agency has purchased these things. When agencies go around and they purchase things in bulk, they tend to go for who has the better price. And when it comes to these kind of things, the price point on them, as far as what they're stocked with, the cheaper it is, the less stuff it's going to have in it, the less options you're going to have in it. So when it comes to kits like this, if you get a kit that has a very minimal amount of stuff in it, and has different kind of things in it. So like tourniquet. So there's different tourniquets out there. You have your windlass style tourniquets and you have your elastic style tourniquets. Of your windlass style tourniquets, you have your cat tourniquet and you have your soft tourniquet. With elastic style tourniquets, you have a TK4 tourniquet, you have a SWAT T tourniquet, and you've got a RATS tourniquet out there. One of these kits, because a cat tourniquet costs so much, they might throw in a SWAT T tourniquet, just so they can say they have a tourniquet in their kit. When it comes to the pressure bandages, they may have brand XYZ versus ABC in there. The chest seals, may vary with manufacturer, and some of the other components in there may vary. So it's something that you're going to have to look at, open that kit, see what's in it, and see what you need to add to it if you need to. If you don't have a windlass style tourniquet in there, you need to put one in there, even if you have to pay out of pocket for one. Yeah, it sucks, but you're going to have to do it anyway. And lots of agencies anyway, officers are forced to have to basically buy their own things. This agency in particular, Louisville Police, they actually have to go buy most of their shit. There was an article that came out not long ago after the active killer at the Old National Bank in Louisville. Article said that the killer was able to more easily buy a rifle than the police could get, or worded in some way like that, and went into detail about how the police have to buy their own damn rifles up there. And I knew they were having to buy their own duty gear and stuff like that, and that a lot of officers up there go get personal loans to buy equipment, but I didn't know that they were having to buy their own damn guns. I would have thought that the biggest city in Kentucky, that their agency would have provided guns. Little did I know, they apparently don't. So that right there is something else that goes on in a lot of different places here in the country. Officers having to buy their own damn guns, buy their own boots and shoes, and buy their own vests and belts and stuff like that. So it's not uncommon in a lot of places. And when it comes to some other specialty things, agencies just may not provide them, and so you're going to have to foot the bill on that. And if it means life-saving equipment, then you need to suck it up. You need to buy that life-saving equipment. Yeah, I get it. A cat tourniquet is expensive. It's like damn near $30 a tourniquet. But you know what's more expensive? A funeral. So buy that life safety equipment if you need to. Familiarization with the equipment and being proficient in utilizing that equipment. So it seems like to me this guy does not know exactly what a chest seal is, or that what it looks like in a package, because the guy says he needs a seal and he reaches for a bandage.
Hey, you want what?
North-south alley, yeah, it's 120.
North-south alley right behind 2200 Black and Bridge.
Give me a chest seal. That's a bandage. I need it right for both sides. You know how many times?
No.
So he puts the bandage away and then grabs the chest seals. Even when he had the bandage in his hand, you see him unfolding it like he's trying to read what the label says, trying to figure out what it is he has. This is not the time to be figuring out what is what. What if this was a fellow officer who was on the ground? Would you want your performance to be the same as this right here? No, you do not. You want to be at a level where you are very proficient in your medical knowledge and capabilities. When someone says a chest seal, you should, like, there should be no looking at a package and analyzing it and being like, is this a chest seal? It should be automatic. Chest seal. Okay, boom, here it is. Click. Here you go. Compressed gauze. Oh, here's H&H compressed gauze. Here you go. Nasopharyngeal airway. Oh, here we go. Nasopharyngeal airway. Here we go. MPA. I mean, it should be automatic. Like, someone says, hand me that gun, or hand me a gun. Like, you know what a gun is, right? Like, you don't have to look at something. You don't have to look at something and turn around and look at it and be like, is this a gun? Oh, yeah, that's a gun. Here you go. No. Like, it should be instant. Instant. When you look at something, you know exactly what it is. And it's not just for regular people that you need to know this. You need to know this for yourself, and you need to know this for your coworkers, for your family. You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to your coworkers and your family to know this stuff. You cannot rely on an ambulance to get there on time. An ambulance can have a response time of 7 minutes. And if there's been shots fired, they're not coming to the scene until they've been told the scene is safe and clear. Otherwise, they're going to stage some distance away. That can be a long time before you get any kind of medical intervention, any kind of pre-hospital care. So it is imperative that you know what you're doing with medical stuff. If you're going to carry a gun for a living, you need to also carry medical gear for a living. If you carry a gun because you recognize the fact that you could be involved in a gunfight, then you should be realizing the fact that a gunfight means the bullets go both ways, and it is a two-way range. You yourself could be hit. One of your coworkers or your family could be hit. Which means you should be carrying medical gear. You should be having medical gear, and you should be having the knowledge on how to use it. You need to know how to induce trauma, and you need to know how to reduce trauma. If you're not at that level, you got some stuff you need to work on. You're not a complete combatant at that point. When it comes to, certain skills and everything, there's more to it than just knowing how to run and gun. You've got to know medical stuff as well.
That's handy. I'm going to try for both sides. You know how many times?
No.
Okay. Hey, just talk to me.
I'm going to try to get gloves. Is that what you need?
Yeah.
So he's talking about needing gloves. There should have been gloves in that medical pouch there, or that medical bag. There should be gloves on you at this point. I get it. He's plain clothes. He may not have a duty belt on, but you can still have a pair of gloves in your pocket. They don't take up hardly any room at all. The medical bag definitely should be having gloves in it. If you've got your own medical kit, you need to have extra sets of gloves in there that fit you. Some of these bags come with a pair of gloves in them. They're probably a size large, like a universal fit kind of thing. They may fit you, they may work out, or they may not. Any kit that comes with gloves in it, I know they're not going to be fitting my big old Sasquatch hands. So I have to be taking that effort to putting gloves into kits so that when I open these kits, I know that there's gloves in there for me to put on in case something happened to the gloves that I had on prior to that, or I severely goofed up and I didn't have any gloves on me. Or I could have had the gloves on me and under stress and adrenaline and everything pumping, try to slide them on and boom, I ripped them. But the medical bag should have had gloves in it.
Get this shirt up. Hey, you know that glove?
I'm trying to grab gloves. That's baby mama's car. She just pulled up. Here's son.
Start trying to get him.
Here you go, Jay, if you need gloves.
All over, man. Hey, buddy, talk to me.
Here's gloves. Hey, watch out, the gun's right there.
Come on.
Which one of y'all shot him? Which one of y'all shot him? I'm not coming down. Not because somebody failed me.
Which one of y'all shot him? It's possible that he lived in this area, and I guess the rest of his family and friends may live in this area too. Obviously, someone in the background there is upset about what happened, and understandably, you're losing a family member or something like that. Yeah, it's going to be a hard thing to swallow. But in this context, this is now a crime scene. This guy tried to, rob this officer, carjack him, whatever. These people need to be pushed a little bit further back, get them out of there. And the way he's acting, he's starting to act disorderly. He's not starting to. He is acting disorderly at this point. And the way he's talking, he is beginning to act menacingly, and he's going down that path of talking about what he's going to do. Like, what if this officer raised his hand and said, "I shot him"? What's this guy going to do at that point? Oh, well, thank you for letting me know. No. Like, there's a reason why he wants to know. He wants to go fight whoever did it, or get in their face and whatnot. So this he's antagonizing at this point. It needs to be made clear to this guy, like, hey, you need to calm your ass down, go back there, or you can go in a pair of handcuffs and go to jail for disorderly conduct.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to kill me. My brother on the ground. Let me one of y'all's fucking fans.
Hey, talk to me,
Where?
dude.
Who shot my brother?
Talk to me.
Who shot my brother? That's my brother.
One of y'all wants to switch. When I get done with this.
You need anything for real?
Who shot my brother? I tell you who shot your fucking brother. Your family shot your brother. You want to whine and complain about what this officer did. Why aren't you whining and complaining about your damn self? Why aren't you whining and complaining about your own damn family who raised him like this, who allowed him to become like this?
And just hang out this town over here.
Boom. Clear as day. So yeah, like I said, one of the family members, I think it was his dad, same name, senior, said something to the effect of like, oh, if he would have gone there with a gun if he knew there was someone in the car, or some stupid shit like that. Just making excuses for this person, trying to make it seem like the police were wrong in this. He's a poor innocent kid. He was only caught up with the wrong crowd a couple times in life. Blah blah blah. Yeah, no, this is more than just he got caught up with the wrong crowd once or twice. Like, this guy, this is his lifestyle. I would not be surprised to find out that he's been a suspect in some prior incidents like this, or maybe suspected, but there's just no way of proving it. This is not his first time doing this. Just gut feeling. I do not think this is his first time doing something like this. He's done this before. He's done other shit before. He's not what the family's portraying him out to be. He's not some innocent little kid. He's 21 years old. Found this guy's obituary. Mark Lee Fat Man Jaggers Jr. I don't know where Fat Man comes from because he was pretty skinny looking to me. Mark Lee Jaggers Jr., age 21, passed away peacefully on Monday, June 19, 2023. Mark was a lifelong resident of Portland and loved everything about the outdoors. He loved to fish, especially in country streams and in the Ohio River. Mark was a great U of L sports fan and Raiders football fan. He is predeceased by his grandmothers, Elnora Jaggers and Cheryl Vanetta, and his uncle, Joe Thompson. Mark is survived by his parents, Mark Lee Jaggers Sr. and Casey Lee Jaggers, his longtime sweetheart, companion, and mother of his children, Casey Foster, which I guess is the woman that we saw in this video earlier. He leaves behind his loving children, Lila Renee King and Mark Lee Jaggers III, his grandfather, John Jaggers, his sisters, Skylar Jaggers and Brianna Jaggers, and his brothers, Gage Jaggers, Hayden Jaggers, and Trenton Jaggers. Funeral arrangements will be held at J.B. Ratterman and Sons Funeral and Family Cremation Care at 2114 West Market Street, Louisville, Kentucky. Fucking Market Street. It's probably that shit side of Market Street that I was on. So the Portland neighborhood. So I've dealt with some people who came out of the Portland neighborhood, and it's known as a rough neighborhood. It's known as there's a lot of crime coming out of that neighborhood there. Didn't see anything that talked about his prior criminal history, but I would not be surprised to find out that he's been involved in the system before. I would say he most likely has a criminal history. Wouldn't be surprised if he's got a juvenile criminal history, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was out on, practically out on bond or on probation at this point. That seems to be a sad recurring thing in this nation. People get out on bond or on probation and they go out and victimize more people. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that whatever the last thing he was arrested and convicted for, if he had gotten the full sentence or gotten the full charges and not had things amended down, that he could have been sitting in a prison somewhere and that this never would have happened because he would have been on the cell block. But I don't know anything for sure about his criminal background. But those things do seem to be very common with people like this. Looking at a news article from WHAS 11, the father of a man who was killed while allegedly carjacking two undercover Louisville Metro police officers on Monday remembers his son as his fishing buddy. Mark Jaggers Sr. spoke more than 24 hours after his son was shot and killed in an alley near 22nd and Owens Street. Louisville Metro Police said Jaggers Jr. attempted to carjack two undercover officers. I don't know why he would have his gun to run up to that car but I know he didn't know and didn't think anybody was in that car. I know that for a fact. I know my boy, said Jaggers. Jaggers Sr. said he wants his son to be remembered as a great kid. He got mixed up with more wrong people every once in a while and stuff and things like that, like everyone does around here. Police were watching a house for a separate investigation. Officers were trying to arrest Rex Wright Jr., who was wanted for reportedly firing in a crowd in May. In his first comments about the fatal shooting, Mayor Craig Greenberg is backing LMPD. In this situation, as I understand the facts, the officer acted appropriately, heroically, and bravely, and rapidly in response to someone trying to carjack his car while he was in the line of duty. Greenberg, a victim of gun violence himself, explained why using guns for the wrong reasons does not end well. I encourage people, once again, to just put down their weapons. Do not use guns to commit crimes. So basically what he's saying, commit crimes, just don't use guns. Despite what happened, Jaggers Sr. said he will miss his son. He worked together at a couple different jobs and everything. It's just, we just bonded, he said. Kentucky State Police have now taken over this investigation. Greenberg said KSP will release body cam footage as soon as possible. And that's pretty much it on that article. Look at this other article, WDRB. Oh, that's not even an article. It's like a video. Nope, never mind. Skip out of that. So, Louisville Public Media. Family of man killed by undercover LMPD officer refutes police claims. The man, whose father identified himself as 21-year-old Mark Jaggers Jr., was transported to University of Louisville Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Louisville Metro Police Interim Chief Jacqueline Gwen Villaroel, I don't know how to pronounce that, told reporters Monday afternoon that at the time of the shooting, 2 officers in LMPD's fugitive unit were near the corner of 22nd Street and Griffiths Avenue looking for a person connected to an unrelated non-fatal shooting. The interim chief said the man who was killed, who she initially described as a white man in his 20s, had attempted to carjack the officers with a gun, prompting one of the officers to shoot him with his service weapon. But Mark Jaggers, the father of Mark Jaggers Jr., told LPM News his son wasn't trying to carjack the officers. Instead, Jaggers said his son thought the car had been stolen and left in the alley next to his home. His son was planning to take it out for a joyride, inspired by a TikTok trend, Jaggers said. A carjacking is when you run up on people with a pistol out and demand them to get out of the car, Jaggers said. My son never knew anybody was in that car. Huh. A carjacking is when you run up on people with a pistol out. So what the fuck is he doing right here? Oh, he's running up with a pistol out. Ow. The only thing that didn't occur here was he was not afforded the time to say shit, because this officer fucking filled him full of lead like he should have. And the dad. Like, this is a pretty damn, like, strong declarative statement for the dad to be making. Instead, he says his son thought the car had been stolen and left in the alley next to the home. His son was planning to take it for a joyride. So, like, how does dad know this? Did the son communicate this to dad? Like, hey, dad, I think this car was stolen. I'm going to go take it. I'm going to go steal it from the person who stole it. And if that's the case, why is dad letting him go through with this? Why is dad not trying to stop him? So again, going back to what I said earlier, you know, the person in the background screaming about who shot him, who shot him. You know who shot him? His own fucking family shot him. His enablers. The ones who let him act like this. If you're a father, it is your goal. It is your job. It's your purpose in life. Not to let your kid end up like this. If that means smacking the shit out of them when they've done something, smack the shit out of them. Be hard on them when you need to be hard on them. A carjacking is when you run up on people with a pistol out. You're exactly right, buddy. You are exactly right. Eat those fucking words. When LPM visited the site of the shooting on Tuesday, multiple abandoned vehicles were sitting in the alley located between Owen Street and Garfield Avenue. Jagger said it's a known spot for stolen cars. A small cluster of candles and flowers indicated the spot where Jaggers Jr. was shot and killed, just steps away from where he lived, according to his father. My boy's seen the car. He thought maybe somebody had stolen it and left it there, so he was going to run up in there and take the car joyriding, Jaggers said. But as soon as he opened the door, the police shot him. Jaggers said his son's girlfriend arrived at the scene just moments after the shooting. Security camera footage from a neighbor, he said, shows police pulling a gun on her as well and asking whether his son had a gun after they had already shot him. Jaggers said his son was not visibly carrying a weapon when he approached the police vehicle. LPM has not yet obtained a copy of the security footage. So here, this is obviously before the body cam footage come out. Jaggers said his son was not visibly carrying a weapon when he approached the police vehicle. Wrong. Survey says you're a liar. Body cam footage shows that's not the case. That's why I hate when these freaking liberal media entities go to these families and print their stories. And this dad making these solid, firm, declarative statements. He did not have a gun when he was coming up there. There should be some kind of consequence to that when you make up lies like that. They could have hit that little siren to let my boy know they was in the car when they seen him checking the car out to see if it was a stolen car, but they didn't. They could have hit that little siren. That's God. Jaggers said his son is survived by 2 children. Jaggers Jr.'s youngest is 7 months old. His oldest will turn 5 this weekend. It sucks. It sucks for those 2 kids. And it sucks that based off this family and everything, that these 2 little kids probably don't have that great of chance of success. This is kind of like generational stuff right here. There are families that are just generational criminals. That's like their lifestyle. And that sucks to think that, these little kids, so young, so innocent, they have a higher chance of following in the same footsteps as their daddy. Getting involved with the wrong people, and possibly doing stuff like this. It's sad. It really is. It's like you can see 2 lives and just know that it's negative. Like, it's not going to end well for them. It's like knowing what's going to happen before it happens, and knowing that it's not going to be pretty. It sucks. Kentucky State Police is investigating the shooting. The agency did not immediately respond to requests for comment. An LMPD spokesperson declined to comment on the Jaggers family's objections to police accounts of what took place. So this is a problem that I see with agencies. Agencies don't want to talk about stuff after things have happened. They want to maintain the sanctity of the investigation. They want to be able to withhold information until there's a good time to release it. And when it comes to incidents like this, I don't think the good time is to wait. I think that it is appropriate and necessary to release information as soon as possible to dispel these bullshit lies that these family members are making. Like the father making that bold-ass declarative statement. He did not have a gun out when he was approaching that car. Bullshit. Bullshit. You see him walking with the gun. You see him pointing the damn gun. The other bold-faced lies that he's made. If the agency was able to say, we can see on the body camera that this guy approached the officer with his gun out and he pointed it at the officer. If they could have provided just this freeze frame right here, hours after the shooting, articles like this from the Louisville public media wouldn't stand a chance at printing their fucking bullshit. When media entities like this print their bullshit like this, all it does is help to further deteriorate the standing of the police and where they stand at with the community. It keeps painting them in a negative light. It keeps them from being able to lift up from where they're at and get the respect from the community where they need it to be at. So these liberal news entities purposely, I know they purposely do this shit. They have an anti-police agenda. They purposely do this to keep vilifying the police and painting them as monsters and bad guys. And that in turn causes members of the public to feel like, oh, we got people on our side. Let's go out and do more stupid shit. We get caught. We got, the liberal ass media. They're going to back us up on it. They're going to vilify the police force. I mean, obviously not, thinking in those words, but that's the sentiment. They become more emboldened when larger entities like this are continuously attacking the police and painting such a bad image of them. It's irresponsible journalism, and I wish there was consequences for it. Jaggers said he rushed to the scene of the shooting after his son's girlfriend called him with the news. When he arrived, he said an officer was giving his son chest compressions. Jaggers said he'll keep pushing back against LMPD's claims about an alleged armed carjacking. He said police haven't contacted him for information about the shooting. I want to prove that wrong by his name. I want it to be right. I want it to be the truth. Yeah. Jaggers said he'll keep pushing back against LMPD's claims about an alleged armed carjacking. So I wonder I wish I could find this guy's contact information and call him and be like, so do you still want to push back against this claim that he was doing armed carjacking? And be like, have you seen the footage? Have you seen the still image of him pointing the gun at the officer? And then ask him if he still wants to keep that bullshit stance. I want to prove that wrong. I want it to be the truth. Yeah, you want it to be the truth. You want it to look a certain way because it looks bad. But this is what it is. This is what it looks like. This is the cold, hard truth. Not much else to say about this video. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching.